Trust me, once you try this game, you will never look back. Hello, my name is Megan, and I have been an ESL teacher in China for the past 10 years. And today I'm sharing something that's very, very near and dear to my heart. This is my favorite game to do on the first day of class. Now, for me, I view the first day of class as being really, really important because I think it sets the whole atmosphere and the tone for the rest of the semester. And as an ESL teacher, and especially a foreign teacher in China, I find a lot of my students are quite nervous for the first day. They don't know if they're going to be able to understand what I say. They're worried about their English level. So I really like having an activity that's fun and lighthearted and kind of puts their minds at ease about the whole semester and the whole class. So let me tell you how I prepare, and let me also tell you how I explain this game to my students too. So this game is called the People Scavenger Hunt. Although most of my students would never understand that, so I usually call it just the Find Someone game. And for this game, before class, I will prepare 15 different people that the students should find, and I write them on the board or in the PowerPoints. And these 15 people will just be people who have different characteristics. For example, the PowerPoint will say something like, find someone who is wearing white, or find someone who is wearing glasses, or find someone who has a brother, or find someone whose favorite color is green, find someone who has had a part-time job, or find someone who has a boyfriend or a girlfriend for a little bit more of a fun one. And I write each of these 15 people onto the PowerPoint or onto the board. And students will have to walk around the room and find these different people in their classroom. And there's a good variety of them as well. Sometimes the students can pinpoint exactly who is wearing glasses or who is wearing white and very easily find those people. But for others, they have to physically go up and ask the person, do you have a sister? What's your favorite color? Have you ever had a part-time job? So it does create a lot of communication as well. But the lower level students, even if they're terrified to speak English, they can at least start with the easier ones, like find someone who is wearing white or find someone who is wearing glasses. So let me tell you how I explain this game to students, because over the years, I've kind of adapted it to find the easiest way to explain it to students. So the first thing I tell students to do is to take out a piece of paper. And that's it. I stay silent and I wait for them all to get out their piece of paper. Then I tell them that they also need a pen. And then I tell them that they should write down the numbers 1 to 15 down the side of their paper. Let me actually get a paper and let me show you. I'll pretend I'm actually in class right now. Okay, I have my paper. So I also will make an example to show the students as well. So you can see I just have number 1 to 15 down the side of the paper, super simple. And I walk around and I show them what their paper should look like. I wait for everyone to finish and then I tell them to stand up. The students all should stand up and listen to me to finish the rest of the instructions. Then I tell students that these 15 numbers are going to hold the names of 15 classmates. I tell the students that I will put on the screen 15 different people they should find. And when you find that person, you should go to them and ask them to sign their name next to the number that matches them. Then I always do an example of this as well, especially one that I know is not on the board. So on the board, I don't have the example, someone with long hair. So that's the example that I use. So I say, for example, if the board says someone with long hair, and then I look around the classroom and I find a student with long hair and I go up to her or him and I say, you have long hair. Can you sign your name next to number 1? and I hand her my pen. I wait for the student to actually sign their name. Then I show the class that I have one signature for number 1. Now I can move to number 2, which is maybe blah, blah, blah. And so by then, students have generally understood what they need to do. I usually have about 40 students in my classroom, so no one ever has a problem finding people. And I've also chosen the things rather carefully as well. I know that in every class there will probably be these 15 types of people. If you have a smaller classroom, you could definitely adjust this though. If you have a smaller classroom too, perhaps you could say that the same person could write their name for many different options. Maybe one person has a sister and has long hair and has had a part-time job. That person could sign their name for multiple ones. But I tell them that they cannot write their name or they can't write someone else's name. They have to go to their classmate and ask their classmate to write the name, because otherwise they're not using English. And something else I really like to do is I like to join them as well. So with my example paper, I actually walk around the room, and I find it's a great way for them to have a chance to talk to me one-on-one, but we also get to learn something about each other as well. I get to learn that Stephen has a pet dog and that Clarissa has a younger sister who's 4 years old. And sometimes they'll ask me as well. And that's really fun. So from the first day, we're having a fun activity. The students are kind of getting to know each other. They're standing up, moving around the classroom, being active, speaking English, and they're also getting to know me a little bit as well. This is my absolute favorite activity, and I always do it at the very first lesson. I have a lot of fun warm-up activities that I like, but once I started doing this one, I found that none of the others could compare. This truly is the most fun warm-up activity. Another really fun thing to do is to turn it into a competition. So I tell students that they should do this as quickly as possible, that they should run around and be really active and try to find all of the 15 people. And whoever finds all 15 first should run to me and tell me. And sometimes I will give out a prize for the first person who finishes all 15 names, or sometimes I'll give out a prize for the first 3 who will do it, just some candy or something small like that. But it creates a really, really fun atmosphere. You could do this at the beginning of your class. I have done that before, but actually I find that it works really well at the end of the class. So after we've already introduced each other, we've kind of gotten to know each other, we've talked about the class rules and the syllabus, and we've looked at the textbook, and we've kind of done all of those first day of class things, I find it's really fun to end the class on such a high note. So generally this is the last thing that I will do on the first day of class, and it works beautifully. It's so fun every time, and it's something that students always remember when they come back to me at the end of the semester or for a new semester. They always remember that the first day we played this game. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments down below. I also have a post about this on the website, so you can see it in more detail. And also in the description box, I'll include the 15 different things that I usually will ask students. And of course, you could modify it according to their age level or according to whatever country you are teaching in. Okay, that's all for today. I will see you next time. Have a great day.